Oh gosh. What's up, everybody? It is my 19th month topical steroid withdrawal update. Like, what? How has it been 19 months? But it has. But before I get into that and tell you how my skin is doing, I just want to show you, I'm repping my little HU right quick. Yesterday we got some great news. We got a new VP on the way into the White House. She graduated from a little university you might know of, Howard. But anyways, old Donnie boy is on his way out of the White House. And praise the Lord. That's what I got to say about that. But of course, I'm going to be repping HU extra hard from now on, as all HU students and alumni will be, as if we didn't already. But it's just going to be like even more obnoxious now. So I felt like that was the best way to start this video off. But anyways, now that I've gotten that out of the way, overall, my skin, it hasn't changed that much. Sometimes I even wonder if I'm still going through topical steroid withdrawal anymore, just because its breakouts are manifesting in a different way on my body. The only reason that I do believe that I might still be going through it is because my hands, the insides of my elbows, right here, my neck are kind of like constantly broken out. Sometimes it's worse than others. So when I flare up, those areas get worse. And then I get kind of like regular patches of eczema in other parts of my body. So I think in the last video, I was talking about how there was a patch on my lower back. That is gone. And it has not come back even in the flare-ups. One thing that's been really annoying though is that I'm getting boob eczema. Yeah, that's not fun. Scratching your nipples in public is not like, it's not the thing to do. But I've been getting boob eczema and like here, kind of like armpit eczema in the back of like my upper shoulder. But the backs of my knees have cleared up a little bit. And yeah, overall, I would say my skin is really dry. It's winter. So I'm just feeling dry a lot. And my skin is kind of going through cycles of like breaking out and clearing up and breaking out and clearing up. But I will say the flare-ups are like so much better than what they used to be. I even, with my hands, I was like, dang, are they even gonna heal? But I actually looked at an old picture from like a year ago of my hands and they were like swollen. I don't even think I realized at the time that they were so swollen, but to look at that picture and look at my hands now, I'm like, okay, you're healing, you're going in the right direction, everything's good. So these areas that are kind of constantly inflamed, one thing that I know is that these are the areas that I constantly used topical steroids on, because like the other areas that I broke out, when you're going through topical steroid withdrawal, you just break out everywhere. There's kind of no rhyme or reason. But like my hands right now, the insides of my elbows, back of my knees here, and my neck, these are places that I constantly use topical steroids on. So it kind of makes sense that they're the last to fully heal. It's annoying, but it makes sense. Okay, so this is just like a close-up for you to see what's actually going on with my skin. As always, my problem area, my mustache is like really on fleek. So much fun. My neck, I was thinking about this the other day, like my neck and chest used to constantly be inflamed, and it's like so much better. There's like a little patch here that wasn't, I'm in the middle of a slight flare, so that's not always like that. My hands, always the same problem areas. The insides of my elbows, again, these are, because I'm in the middle of a little flare, it's a little worse than it normally is right now. But my wrists have been, they've been clear. Even when I break out, they don't break out. I'm not gonna show you my boob eczema, but you can see there's like a little scab there. Well, I can show you that. There's like a patch right there. So, you know, that's fun. I did post on Instagram, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago or something, that I hadn't been getting the cysts anymore. And I swear, every time I jinx myself, because every time I realize that I haven't gotten them for a while, they pop back up. And of course I said that. And then I started getting cysts in the worst areas possible, like my lip. Yep, it was horrible. I will save you from the disgusting details because I was disgusted. But I got a huge cyst on my lip that was painful. I got one on my boob eczema, boob cysts. Why not? My armpit, one on my thigh. My thighs are actually all scarred up because I know you're not supposed to touch them. You're supposed to leave them alone. I don't do that. So I have scars all over both of my thighs from the cysts. Luckily, the one that was on my lip, there's like a tiny scar there, but I can tell like that's gonna go away completely. The ones on my legs are intense, and like before this summer, they didn't look like that. So I'm hoping that they heal. I be shea butter and them up, you know, constantly. So even though my skin has improved so much, of course, like my skin just feels very dull right now and dry. Like I said, it's winter. And so I tried, unfortunately I didn't do research before I did this, but I thought it would be a good idea to try some retinol products. Don't do it. If you have eczema, don't do it. And then I did some research after I started using them. Of course, I did it backwards. And there's kind of like a whole like adjustment process that your body has to go through when using that product. And it's even worse if you have sensitive skin. And so I read something about like sometimes it could take up to 6 months for like your skin to improve, because it's kind of like, look, I don't know all the science behind it, but it's like it's getting rid of old skin cells and stuff. And so I'm gonna go to the dermatologist to see if that's something that is safe for me to use, because I don't want to do even more damage to my skin. You know, I want to make it better. Really the reason why I did this is, like I said, my skin has been dull, and like my skin used to be like vibrant and like glow. And one thing that I keep reminding myself is, like, I say this to myself all the time, you haven't even reached your final form. And when I say that, it's like I'm still going through the healing process. So, and that's clear because there's still patches of eczema, you know, all over my, all over my body, pretty much. And so I know that my body still has healing to do. So why would I think that this is just how my skin is going to be? It's going to continue to get better. So of course I want to aid the process in it getting better, but I'm gonna go to like a legit professional to be like, hey, is retinol gonna make me worse or eventually make me better? As we are in winter, one thing that I've been really focused on is being more diligent about my diet, supplements, rest, and exercise. Vitamin D and like natural sunlight does wonders for my skin, but because I live in Seattle and you know it rains a lot here and we don't get as much sun in the winter, I'm just really focused on doing everything I can to support my body, because I know that I'm not getting that extra support from the sun. Don't get me wrong, when the sun comes out, I'm like, okay, let me go on a walk or something just to soak it up, even though it's cold. But yeah, I've just been much more diligent about my diet, drinking more water. I'm really trying to get to the point where I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. And I really have to do better, because what ends up happening is I usually wait until the end of the day and I'm like cramming at the end of the night, and then I have to go pee like 5 times before I can fall asleep. So that's not good. But yeah, I'm working on drinking more water, eating more fruits and vegetables, less carbs and starches. One thing that I'm working up to doing is doing a mineral fast from A Healthy Crush, and I'll link that below. But it's basically just a fast with like juices, smoothies, soups, and teas. And so I've been incorporating some of the recipes like every day so that I'm working up to like where that's all that I'm eating for a while. I haven't decided how long. I'm probably gonna start with a week and then later do it for like longer and just keep adding on more time. But I'm working my way up to that so that, as I've said before, like I have a tendency to just kind of dive in head first with these super restrictive diets, and that has never worked for me. So I'm taking gradual steps so that I can do something that I can maintain. I also started taking vitamin D again because I'm not getting any sun from outside, and getting back into my practice of breathing exercises and yoga because I've fallen off of that a little bit. And I've been biking a lot more, even in the cold, which is, I don't do the cold. So I'm very surprised that I'm doing this. But again, trying to find ways to just continue detoxing and like sweating, just to support my body through this process. Another thing that's really exciting, I talked about in the last update how I can grow my nails longer now, but I've been painting my nails again. And I know it's like, okay, whatever, you're painting your nails. But it's a big deal for me because I never really did it before because I knew like, I'm gonna paint them, I'm gonna scratch, they're gonna chip. Even when I got gels before, they just kind of, it like pushed the gel back because I was scratching so much. So this is like a thing that I've been doing pretty consistently, which is completely not like me. But it's like, just having the ability to do this again is really exciting for me. So I'm doing it. I feel like I'm always giving excuses for why it's taken me so long to do an update. But lately, to be honest, being on social media has been difficult for me. Just with everything going on in the world this year, it's kind of been like anxiety inducing to be on social media too much. So I'm very much working on finding the balance of what I can maintain being on social media and like posting on the blog, but also taking care of myself. So I'm just saying that to say like, I'm still here, I'm still sharing my journey, and I really enjoy connecting with people online who are going through the same thing that I am. But yeah, I'm just not as present for my own well-being and like my mental health. Like I think at the beginning of quarantine, for the most part, I was fine. I was chilling. But as all of this has continued to go on for longer and longer, I've dealt with like anxiety and depression during this. And so for me, unplugging and taking time for myself is what I need to take care of myself and my mental health. So like I said, I'm here, I'm gonna keep updating and connecting with people, but I'm just not as present because that's what I need. What's up, y'all? I know I'm giving you a different look right now, but the end of the video was blurry, so I had to redo it right quick. But the only thing I said was, I was just talking about how in the last update video, I shared some of my experience being a Black woman in the theater world, and I said that I was going to update the blog and kind of give more information about that, and I haven't yet. So the reason why I haven't done it is just because I want to make sure that I'm not coming from a place of bitterness or anger, and that's not where I am. But I think just I have a lot of experiences in the theater world, and there's just like a lot to sort through, and I'm just very mindful of what I say and what I put out in the world. So I am going to be very candid and honest, but I just want to make sure that it's coming from the right place when I do share my experience in more detail. So that's why I haven't yet. But in June, I did talk with 3 other Black actresses that I did Dreamgirls with. We had a candid conversation with Village Theater, a public conversation. And I can put the link below so you can watch that if you're interested to hear more about my experience and their experiences. But that about covers it for this update. So as always, thank you for tuning in, and you can check out the blog justdupree.com where I talk more about my experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So check it out. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Special thanks to 4Culture for awarding me with an emergency relief grant, allowing me to continue this work. See y'all next time.